Ladies and gentlemen, something big is coming to West Africa. The Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, has reaffirmed plans to launch a single currency next year, 2027. But the bloc says it's leaning towards a phased rollout, with countries meeting convergence criteria such as inflation, debt, monetary stability joining first. The news was announced in a communique following Sunday's ECOWAS head of state meeting in Sierra Leone. The single currency duped the ECO. So now West Africa is planning to go into having a single currency that is going to be called the ECO. So that is basically what is going to happen here. And I think this is a big shot for other Western countries, because now this is the time that Africa is uniting with specifics. Imagine traveling to Nigeria, traveling to Ghana, traveling to South Africa, traveling to Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger are currently out of ECOWAS. But what happens? Who knows the future? They may come back. So imagine traveling to your neighboring countries where you do not need to convert your currency with higher exchange rates and stuff, but it's going to be a single currency used. Let's continue. The single currency dubbed the ECO is being presented as a way to deepen regional integration and support sustainable and inclusive growth. Crazy stuff. This is actually something big and an eye-opening to African countries. And this West Africa is embracing it. I'm super proud of this idea. And I know it holds a great idea in the future. The legal registration of the ECO trademark is progress, but important questions remain unresolved. Even though this is going to take time, this is not going to just happen within the blink of an eye. It's going to be a process. It's going to take some time. So we hope that in 2027, as announced by West African communities, they should be able to prosecute this tax. They should be able to embark on this tax, hopefully next year, and it just closed. So if they're able to get there, it's going to be a process that other countries will be joining gradually, and it's going to start with countries that are less, there's less inflation, debt, and monetary stability. And I think it's going to be a good, larger move for West Africa. Okay, including whether members of the West African Economic and Monetary Union who uses the CFA franc will be included at the start. This is where Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are likely to join this ECO, because they are still in the West African Economic and Monetary Union, but they've left ECOWAS. But this board is still part of West African board, and it's kind of crazy. So it'll be nice, or it'll be interesting to see these countries coming back to join ECOWAS and embracing the ECO currency, which is going to facilitate movement, traveling, importations, and a lot of improvement in businesses, investment, and other stuff across West Africa. ECOWAS says several issues still need agreement. Yeah, that's for sure, because they actually need to look into some things properly, injecting into countries that have less inflation, their debt rate is kind of less, controlled, and monetary stability. And this is something big. Yeah, I agree with them, particularly around the future central bank. And this is going to be the part where when you look at West Africa coming together to spend one currency, definitely we may need a central bank. And where is this going to be standing? It's going to be in Ghana, it's going to be in Nigeria, it's going to be Sierra Leone. It's like basically look at where is the central bank is going to be. But that is not a problem to me, because I think if West Africa is able to come together, they could get a possible good location, well-developed West African country, and they could place the central bank there. And I know countries will definitely have executive from each side, members from each side to represent at the central bank to ensure, ease facilitation and a lot of stuff, payments of salaries, and a whole lot of good things. And I think this is going to be a great move. Decision-making rules and which countries will start first. So one last thing that these people are looking at is still looking at the view, at the aspect that which West African countries are really going to start, because they are going to start with a lot of important monetary checks, like checking to see if there is inflation. And definitely there are good countries that are likely to start this, and I think Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, other well-doing West African countries. So I think this is going to be great. So when you look at this, it serves a great impact in West Africa if they're able to move on. The launch of the ECO will also have to grapple with West Africans' changing political landscape. since Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger left the bloc but remain with the with the UEMOA. So this is where I think these Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are likely to come back because they are still at the West African Monetary Union, and this is going to serve as a great impact if they come back to join the West African community with this new transformation of currency. Is going to help facilitate a lot of things because Ghana, for instance, close to Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and all that. So it's going to facilitate a lot of trade, investment, and all that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the big news hitting Africa today as we speak, and we are looking at how this is actually going to impact the society. And you see, this is a point where people across West Africa, government workers across Africa, everyone across West Africa is going to receive their salaries, their payments, all their money is going to be converted into ECO. That is, if this transition is able to take place. And a lot of people ask questions like, is this going to be a single day transition? Like, it's going to be a gradual transition. If this is going to be launched in 2027 and well prepared, it means that countries will gradually transition by converting currency into the ECO, and gradually we get it dissolved around the system and we start distribution. So basically that is what is going to happen. And workers from across West Africa is going to be receiving their salaries, their monies, and everything is going to be in ECO. So if you're in West Africa, definitely is going to be strengthening the ECO currency. And traveling across West Africa, you do not need to exchange rate again. You do not need to go to exchange currency with higher rates, with less impact, and other that. So it's gonna just be an easy move, and you do not need to go to buy things. Prices is going to be fixed because the important part I like is it's gonna have a fixed price system in our continent, because it's gonna happen like if we are buying a sachet of pure water here as one Ghana cedis, that's what is going to happen across West Africa. And I think that is going to help regulate pricing so that in Ghana, they will not be selling water 1 cedi, and in Nigeria, we are buying water 20 cedi, 10 cedi or something like that. So it's going to be a very fixed economic management. And I think this is actually going to change the narrative in West Africa. And a time will come that we will embrace the fact that Africa in all comes together to spend a single currency, and this is going to be great. This is actually going to be great, and we are still looking forward to seeing a future where Africa is going to get a communication-free system, where if I'm in Ghana, I can easily call someone in Nigeria, I can call someone in Burkina Faso, I can call someone in Niger, I can call someone in Sierra Leone. If we are able to get to this system, that's going to be the time that Africa have awakened. For now, we hope that this move by ECOWAS to get a new currency block called the ECO is successful, and the impact is going to bring in our socio-economic development and regional integration and a whole lot. So we expect a lot, and congratulations to ECOWAS for this great move. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly hit on the subscribe button, like this video. We're going to keep you updated on latest news regarding this, and I think, Africa, we support this. West Africa, we support this, and this is going to have a greater impact in our continent. See you out in the next episode.